good.
Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's some serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Hey, y'all. Hey. We are going to be live soon. We will be live soon. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to We Got Issues. Going to be live on the radio soon. Welcome. It's a great show. The show hasn't started on the radio yet, so we are waiting. Yes. Alrighty. We got our commercial playing in the background. Listen to a little bit of our commercial.
Girls, because there's a lot to talk about. We have a call. Carrie, are you there? The men may bash me, but let me say this. We go ahead and do what we need to do to make it through the day in our pain at this time. How women handle discomfort and how men handle it is totally different.
This much flavor, this much fun. Catch it all right here on 910 AM Superstation. WFDF Farmington Hills, Detroit. 910 AM Superstation, a division of Adele Media. The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 910 AM Superstation or Adele Media.
Music. All right. We're getting ready to go live soon. I mean, we're live. We're waiting on the music. Sabrina's hosting today.
It's going down. Hey, it's going down. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Force of Friendship. We got issues. I'm so excited to be back. I really am. I missed each and every one of you like crazy. I know you guys were holding it down. Welcome to 910 AM Superstation WFDF. This is your host on the Monday with Sabrina Monday with Monday Motivation. WFDF, the Superstation. I'm excited to be back, you guys. I miss Chrisette. I miss Katrina. I miss Gloria, and I missed all of our tribe. Oh my goodness, so much to talk about. It was a big weekend, Easter weekend, the first big holiday since the vaccinations have kicked in. I was so glad to see so many people's families together, the cute babies all dressed up. It's been a minute since we've seen that kind of joy out there on social media. So that means that I believe America is on the mend. And so welcome. Hey, Stephanie Lee Schumann. I see everybody saying hello to all of our tribe out there. Well, we are back. It's Monday, April 5th, and we got a lot to talk about. Today, we're going to talk about transitioning, the world opening up, how we're feeling. Some have been vaccinated, many have not. but we are working it out. And so how do we coexist in this world? And so I'm excited. We're going to jump in and ask the girlfriends what they did over the weekend and how they were feeling. I just came back from my second trip in the last 2 to 3 weeks. And we were in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for the Olympic wrestling trials. Many of you know that my husband is an Olympian and he's a coach. And so we are putting people on that team, getting them ready for Tokyo. And I'm happy to report that we are one step closer with one of our athletes. Yes, yes, yes. He won. Shout out to Jordan Oliver. And he's got one more qualifying tournament in Belgium, I think, next month. And then we'll go from there. But you guys, when I tell you exhilarating, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. I got to see some of my friends over the weekend, and it was interesting because we started off with masks and we were kind of like, do I hug? Do I not hug? Do we hug? And then at the end, everybody's mask was off and we were hugging. And I was like, you've been vaccinated? Peeking around the corner, you've been vaccinated? But here we are, you guys, here we are. You know what? It's a mixed up world right now, but thank God. I believe that slowly but surely we are on the mend, but we must stay vigilant. Chris, my co-host, Gloria, I'm going to you. I know you've been traveling. How was your Easter weekend?
I know. Oh my God, Sabrina, we're glad to have your energy. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are glad to have your energy. Girlfriends, it has been so good watching the Olympian behind the scenes. You see, we get behind the scenes. You need to follow Sabrina. Follow her on her social media. If you want to see the behind the scenes, how often do you get to see behind the scenes of Olympian come to fruition and then go through the trials and then go from there and take us on to Tokyo and wherever else around the world? The Mondays are going to take us on a Monday. It's her day and we're glad about it. We're so excited. It was a phenomenal Easter weekend. You guys, I'm down here in Florida. Yup. I traveled. Yup, I sure did. And yup, I look crazy on the airplane. Yup, cover up my eyes, cover up my hands, cover up my this, cover up my that, cover up this, looking at people all crazy if they weren't covered up. And you're right, Sabrina, you get down to different places. This is what's so interesting. I know we're going to get to this, but it's different at different places in the world, in the United States. How people take it, how people don't take it, what's going on, where's it going on. But Easter was phenomenal. We're going to talk about this too. I saw Easter online, but then went over to my friend's house where they had the children and they had an Easter egg parade and it was super, super cute. And, the cousins are in town and everybody's asking everybody, are you shot? Did you get your shot? When you going to get your shot? Why ain't you got no shot? It's the conversation. Which shot do you get? Which arm did you get it? I mean, it's just so much of our conversation, so much of our awareness. So I truly cannot wait to get into this topic, but I'm excited to be with my girlfriends. I'm going to throw it on up to the big D, to Chrisette Ellis. What's going on, Chrisette? You had a big Easter weekend.
Yes. Welcome back, Sabrina. Welcome back. We're so excited to hear your voice, for real. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that Easter has come and Easter has gone. Last year, this time, Easter was so different. In my 57 years of being on this earth. And I just remember as a child being in church for Easter, being a part of the Easter program, having an Easter speech, right? Picking out your Easter clothes and all of that. And then, last year, 2020, it came to a screeching halt. No Easter. Everybody was like, what do we do? What do we do? Now this year, because thank God we do have the vaccine, we've been having outdoor campus ministry services. This Sunday, we decided to go in. And this is the first Sunday that we have been in the church in almost a year. There are a couple other times that we went in, but we went in and we practiced all of the CDC guidelines. We were separated and masked. I had on 2 masks. Even though I've been vaccinated, you just got to be so careful. For those of you I have that know that I have a 93-year-old father that lives with me. So I'm just being extra cautious, but it was so good to be back in the sanctuary. It was so good to see the kids dressed up. It was wonderful. And I'm excited. I have not traveled like you and Gloria. but I'm sure it's coming. It's coming soon. So it was a beautiful, beautiful day. The weather was awesome. And I'm just excited that things are, starting to turn around. And so with that, I am going to throw it to my girlfriend in Chicago. I know she's getting ready to take a trip going back to the West Coast. Hey, what's up, Katrina Harris Earl?
Oh my goodness. You name it this weekend, I did it. And one of the things we did was cheer for Kenny Monday. Sabrina, we are so excited. I love the behind the scenes. And if you are not following me on social media, follow me because Katrina goes west. Okay. Today I'm in Chicago. Tomorrow I'm going to be in Omaha. Who knows where I'm going to be on Wednesday? We are driving across country with my husband's 87-year-old father. He corrected me. And we're going to take our time driving to California and a whole other talk show. But this is, it's really exciting. But Sabrina, I can't wait to get into this topic because I have been extremely vigilant. And this weekend I shopped. This weekend we didn't do church. This weekend we went to family. I mean, you name it. We did a lot of what we would have called normal, but it was the abnormal version of the normal. Okay. So I can't wait to jump into it and talk about how we are going to do life post-COVID. So
excellent.
Sabrina.
Excellent. Let's jump into it, ladies. Let's jump into it. We know that there are many questions. A lot went on this weekend. It was just a busy weekend. We had the girls' NCAA basketball finals. Go Stanford, Stanford women. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Give
that
those
was huge.
smart girls
That was
who can ball
huge.
a big round of applause. That was huge. And then tonight we've got the men NCAA finals, Gonzaga and Baylor. They are going to be balling out. That's exciting. So I don't know if you guys are sports fans, but this is a huge sports house over here. And so every sport, we are deeply into it. And then let's see, the Screen Actors Guild SAG Awards were last night. Big awards last night. Some big winners. So congratulations to all of those big winners. And then who caught versus Earth, Wind, and Fire versus Isley Brothers last night? Okay, that was a party.
The whole thing,
right?
And the after party.
I couldn't get away. I kept saying, I'm going to listen to a couple more songs, and then my jam came on. Then I got me back. I mean, it was like old school, you guys. And Kenny came up around 11:30, and I had all the lights on, the music blaring. He's like, "It's bedtime. What are you doing? It's a party up here, okay?"
4 hours of hits. 4 hours of hits. Okay.
4 hours.
Wow.
Wow. I missed some of that. 4 hours.
Good.
I definitely missed some.
8 to 12. 8 to 12. I mean, come on. They look so good. I mean, look so good to be that age. How do they even remember all the words to all of those songs?
And did you see how excited they were? Every time music changes the soul, they were standing up, they were dancing, they were grooving. It was like they were hitting the stage for the first time. It was so exciting to watch their energy. And Steve Harvey was hilarious. He was hilarious with all his purple.
Yeah, Twitter was giving Steve a hard time. Twitter was giving Steve. Black Twitter is even worse, okay? So
exactly. And come on, Ron Isley.
I was going to say, you know who else has come out of this pandemic on top? That's D-Nice. Okay?
Yes.
When I tell you, he has made a name for himself. And you know, it's amazing how he just wanted to bring joy to other people. And now everybody I think he just won something. Right? I mean, D-Nice, I was like, wow, I didn't even know who he was prior to. And that's not to say that, he wasn't doing his thing, but every time you turn around, his name is out there. D-Nice, D-Nice, D-Nice. Because he was so nice.
D-Nice took us through. This time last year, he was just starting to play those tunes, and it was music does move the soul, and it brought the community together. And I'm so grateful for his service. I love his vibe. I love that he's not all about himself. He's not, he really is creating a service, and God has blessed him because of his goodness and his pure heart. I know that people were saying Steve Harvey was talking too much during the verses. Like, shut up, this ain't about you. But at the end of the night, I think he was reading all the tweets. He started shutting that mouth, okay? Shut up, Steve, okay? Enough. And so
messy, classy, bossy, crazy.
It was. Well, you guys, make sure you call 313-778-7600. Some of you have been vaccinated. Most of the world has not been vaccinated. 18% are double dosed. They are fully vaccinated. 30% of the US have at least one shot. And so we've got a long way to go. And you guys know that there's a new variant out there, and they're saying that we've got to really, really, really be vigilant. Italy is shut back down. South America is shutting down, and we don't want the U.S. to have to shut back down. And so it's real important that we are getting vaccinated. I mean, I'm just going to say it, you guys. I don't know if it's politically correct or not, but for me, I'm saying, Sabrina Goodman Monday, maybe this station doesn't approve of it, but go get your shot, okay? Go get your shot. We need to heal this land. And so what do you guys think? What are you doing? How are you doing it? Let me tell you what it's saying. Many people hope that getting a COVID-19 vaccine will mark an immediate return to normal. No more masks, no more distancing, safe indoor parties, big hugs with friends, traveling around the world. I mean, the reality is a little bit more complicated than that. For now, people who have gotten their shots must navigate decision-making in a world where the vaccinated and unvaccinated will coexist. For we got to know that it's a balancing act. Some in your same household choose to get the shot, some don't. Some of your relatives are not that serious about it, but they want to come over for Sunday dinner. And so we really have to decide how we're working this thing. So, you guys, I went to Dallas, Texas this weekend. We had a big arena for the Olympic trials. They only sold not a lot of seats. Maybe, I don't even know. Let's just, let's say 20,000 seats, maybe sold 5,000 or 6,000, maybe 5,000 tickets. So we were very spaced out. They didn't let everybody buy tickets. You had to be with your own group. And masks were not required inside the arena. And we wore our masks, but as I looked around, 80% of the arena did not have a mask.
80%.
80%.
You were in Texas.
80. Wow.
Yeah, and I was in Texas. 80%. Yeah. When I tell you the airplane was jam-packed, people everywhere. It was just like normal in those airports. And so just wondering, what are you guys
in
doing?
The airport? In the airport, they weren't wearing the mask in the airport?
Yeah, airport, you have to have the mask on. You do have to have the mask on. But baby, as soon as you get outside that airport, and there were no seats in between, every seat was occupied. And I was looking around. I was just looking around like, I wonder if he's vaccinated. I hear a cough. I'm like, I wonder if she's vaccinated. So there's that anxiety. There's concern. There's a sense of unsureness. As we move into life, as we once knew it, we won't be back until there's a herd immunity, and you know how long that can be, because right now we have a long way to go. So my friends, how are you guys dealing with it? Gloria, I know you're in Florida with friends and family. Tell us how that trip has been for you.
Okay, so what made this trip possible first was everybody was talking about who got vaccinated. It was part of the reality. You know, my girlfriend Angie, her parents are in their upper 80s. So it was important for all of us to make sure that they were fully covered. And so that was a big part of the decision that it was time to go, because I could have came earlier, but I waited. And so that was a big part. My daughter, Juliana, hasn't gotten her vaccination yet. And she's out of Atlanta. And in Atlanta, they are serious. So she could have cared less what was going on in Florida. She had her mask on. She didn't care where she was. Like, I'm wearing my mask, not going anywhere. Don't touch nothing. No. So what I've seen is that different people's, their comfort level is different. Where they live makes a difference. What their experiences have been has made a difference. In Florida, they are definitely more relaxed than they are in Maryland, like definitely more relaxed than they are in Maryland. And it's interesting because it's interesting to lean in on the political front. What governor believes what? and what governor believes what their path has been has made a major difference as well. Because when I walked into the restaurant around in Florida and I saw this big sign that said no mask necessary, I've never seen that mask in Maryland. Like, Maryland is all about everybody wear a mask. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you want to do. You go wear a mask. And they're serious about it. So what happens is the community is like that. If you think about while you're in the parking lot on the way into the grocery store, people are saying, you got your mask, you got your mask, you got your mask. People are loaning your mask. Here's a mask. I mean, it's just a different kind of a feeling with people wearing their mask. And it makes you cautious about where you are. And when I talk to different people in different parts of the country, they like one girlfriend said, girl, you come on down to Texas. We're wide open here. And then somebody else is like, girl, no, it's just, we have to stay vigilant. And what I appreciated, Sabrina, about the numbers that you're giving, we've been listening to numbers all year. We've been listening to the number of people who got the COVID. Then we listened to the number of people who died from the COVID. And then we listened to how many per state. And then we're listening to how many vaccine we can get. And then we're listening to the type, the conversation about, did you get Moderna? Did you get Pfizer? Did you get Johnson & Johnson? How are you going to get it? How can I get it? So there's a lot of conversation around it. So my message to everybody still, I just stay vigilant, stay vigilant, stay vigilant. And the other thing is that it's sort of interesting because people want to hug. People want to hug, and they definitely want to hug around Easter. They just want to hug, and you're hugging the kids. But with the adult, I'm so fast to put that elbow out. I put the elbow out, shoom. That elbow comes out like, shoom, like I'm in the Matrix, shoom. Like, okay, that's our hug right now until I know something differently. I don't, instead of me asking you right up front, did you have your COVID shot? I just like, let's do the bump with the elbow and keep it moving. That's my experience. That's my experience for sure.
I hear you. Before we go to somebody else, Millicent, we see you out there. We got to go to break, and I want to hear all you have to say. So just hang with us. You guys, we are talking vaccinated, unvaccinated, how we coexist in the same world. I know we seem to be talking about this a lot, but this is our life. It's important. It's right. It's important. So we're going to keep talking about it because as we move out into this world, we have to be ready. I'm telling you, this is the first trip that I had to put some real clothes on. Really, because I was blowing off dust on my shoes. Like I got some shoes down in the closet. They were dusty. I'm like, okay. Really, I couldn't.
Nurses can call in, Sabrina. Maybe some nurses can call in too. Maybe we have some nurses out there that can call in and give us some perspective.
Mm-hmm. I would love that.
And when we come back, I want to answer Krishana's question. I'm ready to answer
let's
Krishana's
question. 313-778-7600. This is Sabrina Goodwin Monday with the Force of Friendship. We got issues. Call in, WFDF. We're positive, powerful, purposeful, not Pollyanna. We talk about it all. We'll be right back after the station break.
Red bottoms. So you guys, we are on a commercial break, literally in the radio. Remember, we are primarily on the radio and we are broadcasting to Facebook at the same time. So we're on the radio, and in true radio fashion, we have a 2-minute commercial break. And so, yeah, Krishana, I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to answer it on there on live when we're on there. So I was somebody who was absolutely hesitant to take the vaccine. So that's not totally our topic today. We've talked about, are you taking it? Are you not taking it? But today we're kind of talking about what does life look like for those now that more and more are getting the vaccine. But we are on a commercial break. We'd love for you to call in. Those of you that that agree, disagree, have had different experiences, this would be really great. And we'll be coming back from the commercial in about another 90 seconds. So keep typing your questions in the chat. Keep typing your questions in the chat. Keep typing your questions in the chat. She said, not the elbow. Yeah, I showed the people the elbow too. Yes. Okay. So about another minute, y'all. commercial. Another commercial. Thanks for hanging with us. And we are reading everything. Yeah, the effects of the second shot. Alicia, is that how you say your name? Yeah, some people feel the second shot, some people don't. And my second shot made me very, very sleepy. My husband, it didn't. My mama, it didn't. So we are all righty. Here we go. It's our commercial is playing now. That means we're almost. This is the last commercial before we go live. Sabrina's the host, but I talk during the commercials because we're on the radio, but so I'm just filling in so that people that join us don't see four women sitting here just not talking, because we're not talking because we're on a commercial break. So Sabrina's the host. I'm just talking. Y'all are getting the behind the scenes. So we're still on a commercial. Okay, here we go. Different host every day. Tomorrow, Gloria is the host. All right, here we go.
All right. We're back. The Force of Friendship with Sabrina, Katrina, Chrisette, and Gloria. We got issues. And today I'm just back from a trip. And I said, it was heavy on my mind. I'm the host. I'm going to talk about it because I tell you, when you're out there traveling and the world is opening up, you have a lot of questions. You have a lot of concerns. And so today we are talking about vaccinated, those who are and those who aren't, those who want to, those who don't want to, and how we coexist. How do we bring the world back together with this situation? So what shouldn't you do? The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention issued guidelines Monday. Fully vaccinated people can gather indoors with others who are also fully vaccinated without taking extra precautions. The CDC said, and vaccinated people may gather with one another, other unvaccinated family members without mask, interesting, and distancing, as long as the unvaccinated members are healthy and aren't at risk for developing a more serious case of COVID-19. But right there's a gray area. You don't know all your family members' medical history, and they're not going to tell you how they're really feeling if they want to visit. And so thank you, Anish. She said I had an awesome voice. You ladies are powerful. I saw that comment. Thank you, Anish. All right.
You know she was going to say that one.
This is the deal. CDC urged fully vaccinated people to continue taking precautions in public and in medium or large private gatherings. Not so much in your own home, where you can you congregate with immediate family members. Be totally normal. If they're fully vaccinated, you're fully vaccinated, and you're in your house. But when you go outside that house, it's a different story. Millicent, let's go to the phone lines. Are you still there? Thank you for your patience. Millicent?
Yes,
Hi, Millicent.
Yes.
How are you?
Great.
Well, what's on your mind, Millicent?
Excellent. We're so glad. We love our regulars. I am vaccinated. I actually had my second vaccination on Friday, and I had Pfizer, and I did get a little sick Friday night and Saturday, but I promised I would do it all over again for the safety of myself, for the safety of the ones around me. I traveled to Dallas 2 weeks ago to see two of my grandkids. And I have a grandson coming to visit me next week. And I just want to make sure for myself that I'm protected, as well as my grandkids and my kids also. So I see a lot of comments saying they don't want to do it because FDA this and that and whatever. And I'm going to be honest, when they first started talking about the vaccine, I was like, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing it. But as time goes on and we learn and we read and we listen to what's being shared with us in CDC, we just have to make smart choices.
Right.
And I know those choices are our very own, but I would say it's safer to take the vaccine and be here than to possibly get COVID and not be here. So my choice was, yes, get the vaccine And it was worth the little 24 hours that I felt down over the weekend. But yesterday, I was like, no, I'm enough. I'm determined to feel better. I soaked an Epsom salt bath. I got out and got me some sunshine. And ladies, it's a new day. But we certainly thank you for your opinion. We thank you for your thoughts. We thank you for giving us your reason why, because we know that some people want these, some people are excited
of our opinions on this show, and my thought was, what's the alternative? I want to trust the science, and I've lost too many people around me, and that's a chance that I'd rather not take. So we all have a choice. You're absolutely right. So thank you, Millicent. Thank you for calling. We're going to Drea on the phone line. Hi, Drea, one of our most loyal fans. How are you, Drea?
Hi, Sabrina. How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Good to be back. I missed you. I got my vaccine mainly because my dad is 94 years old. Y'all hear me say that every show. But he lives in New Jersey. I live in Maryland. I only saw my dad for a half an hour during the pandemic so he could visit his sister outside in a lawn. And I haven't seen him since. So I got vaccinated. My twin brother got vaccinated. And my father got vaccinated, in hopes that we could get back together again, because they're my only immediate family outside of my husband. So we got vaccinated. And I have autoimmune. So I definitely got vaccinated, because as y'all know, I like to be out there walking. And you don't know who's out there. I wear my mask. I protect myself. I went to church Sunday. We are all in mask in church. Those who are vaccinated, those who are not vaccinated. So God gives us tools to live this life. And I feel that if God gave us the ability to have the vaccine made, then God's going to anoint me and watch me from head to toe anyway with the vaccine.
Right.
So I'm getting shot number 2 on Saturday. All right. Shot number 2.
Good for you, Drea.
You want to say 313-778-7600. Call in, tell us how you're feeling as you are going into mainstream of life. Offices are starting to open back up. When I tell you the airport was full of people this weekend, they said like 800% increase in LAX over the weekend. From a year ago, 800% increase in air travel. 800%. And so let's see who else we have on the phone lines. Who's our next caller? Who we got? Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Jalen. Thank you. Jennifer, are you with us? Hi, Jennifer. Tell us where you are with the vaccination,
traveling, seeing friends and family, how you're feeling about things. Sure. I am a nurse and working in COVID support, not frontline, working with patients at the moment, but working in COVID support. And, talking to COVID patients all day long. So sometimes I feel like my vision is skewed a little bit.
Yeah.
I am fully vaccinated. Luckily, my husband is fully vaccinated. I'm definitely encouraging everyone around me to get vaccinated. I think it's our best shot right now at getting back to somewhat normal. But definitely, like when you said about the airports being more crowded, that makes me so nervous. Like you mentioned, having anxiety about just getting back to around people makes me definitely realize that I'm so not ready to be back around crowds, So that's where I am. Actually, I'll tell a quick story. My daughter she's 8, and, she's been back to school. I wasn't loving that whole idea, but, they're doing the best they can. And it was important for her at her age to be back in school. And she got invited to a birthday party this weekend, which was the first time we've even considered such a thing again. And it was at a skating rink, and I texted in reply to the mother. She said they rented out the skating rink for the party. So I thought, okay, it's going to be minimal. This is going to be okay. And of course, we'll wear our masks and all of that. And we got there, and they had rented it out, and I guess invited everyone they knew. And so there were probably 50, 60 people there.
What?
Yeah. And I'm in Pennsylvania, and the mandates are still a thing. You know, you shouldn't have more than 20 people gathering, that kind of thing. And unfortunately, they even announced at the skating rink that because it was a private party, masks were not required. And so masks just came off, and nobody had them. And masks came off, and you should have walked out. We ended up leaving.
Wow.
Do it. My anxiety was through the roof. Yeah. And even knowing I'm vaccinated and my husband's like, I just couldn't do it. And I thought, this is just not okay. And to me, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be a part of it, whether I'm safe or not. It's my job to protect others and those I care about, my community. And we had to leave. I had a crying 8-year-old when we left.
Wow.
To me, it was important, and she understood it. She knows. I've told her enough. She understood, but it put us in a difficult situation. So one thing I would recommend is for every parent, if this kind of thing comes up, ask the questions. Just what's it going to look like? How many people? Will there be masks? It was a lesson learned.
Hey, Jennifer.
I have a question for Jennifer, just real quick, Jennifer.
Yes.
If I could ask you, when you say you're on the phone talking to COVID people, what are you talking to them about, and what are they asking you?
And then currently, I'm actually scheduling patients for antibody treatment. So it's really been interesting. But, you know, also hearing, we've done some contact tracing, things like that. But hearing from patients, you know, when I'm calling with this glimmer of hope to get this treatment and it's to make them feel better, to keep them their symptoms minimal and hopefully keep them out of the hospital is the goal of this treatment. You know, I'm hearing their stories. You know, their mother passed away, their so-and-so passed away, and they are scared. And so luckily this treatment's really doing well for a lot of people. But, you know, it's still out there. Our numbers are going up. We're seeing so many more people coming to us for this treatment.
Wow.
That's what I'm doing now.
Hey, Jennifer, I have a quick question. This is Chrisette. Thank you so much for jumping on and sharing that with us, because I know we have a lot of mothers that are watching with children, and, you know, having that conversation I know is so difficult, and I can only imagine your 8-year-old that wanted to stay. But kudos to you for standing your ground and doing what you thought was necessary to keep your family protected. And so I'm here right in Michigan, and our numbers are flying through the roof. They've picked up. We're in the red. I think our state may have the most positive COVID testing right now. And so are you seeing where you are? And they're saying that a lot of it's coming from the young people. So are you seeing that people are being hospitalized, starting to increase? And also, what's going on with this variant that a lot of states are starting to have?
Technically are down, but it really fluctuates so much. I hate to even say that because I think it's so up and down. As far as the variant, I don't know that we've seen that necessarily. I don't even, to be honest, I don't even know how they know what, you know, when they test positive for COVID. I haven't heard a lot about the variant, to be honest.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Well, we sure thank you for calling in, giving us your advice. We thank you for being one of our frontline sheroes out there, giving us education so that we can continue to be vigilant and fight and be smart. So thank you so very much for calling in, Jennifer. We thank you for being part of our tribe. You know, we're here every evening, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern. We have issues, and that's why we're here to talk them out. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We still have more on the line. We've got another caller. And so who's next up? Go ahead, please. We have a caller. Let's see. Is there Ryan?
Ryan, is Ryan there? Hey, Ryan, how are you?
I'm excellent. How are you this evening?
We're so glad you called in the We Got Issues. We love it when you call in. Tell us your comment.
So I guess my girlfriend girlfriend listens to you guys religiously. And when you guys were asking nurses to call in to talk about whether or not people should get vaccinated, and if you are vaccinated, whether or not you should continue to wear the mask, she immediately called me and said, "You need to call."
Excellent. Well, we're so glad that you did call. So what are you hearing out there? We know, we've heard that once you're vaccinated, we got to still be vigilant. Wear the mask out, wash your hands, social distance, avoid in large indoor gatherings. What else would you suggest to us out there? We want to make sure that we're giving information. We want to always bring love, light, laughter, and lessons. There's no laughing matter about this situation. And so right now we're talking lessons. So is Rayanne, is that how you pronounce your name? Rayanne. So Rayanne, tell us what would you suggest to our viewing and listening audience in terms of the injection?
I'm definitely vaccinated. I've been vaccinated since December. I was able to get a vaccine early through my job because I'm an ER nurse, and I definitely agree with all of the recommendations. Once you're vaccinated, it protects you from contracting COVID. Once you're exposed, it does not prevent you from carrying COVID to someone else necessarily. So still wearing a mask, still washing your hands, maintaining social distance is super important. Especially for people like me who are still working with the public, because I don't know what's on me when I come home every day. So I could be handing anything off to my family, and then my family could in turn still be handing that off to the people that they come in contact with. So I definitely think that taking precautions is still important regardless of your vaccination status. And then if you have any contact with people who are immunocompromised, such as chemo patients, people who take immunosuppressant therapy, pregnant women, it's even more important that you be mindful of what you could be exposing them to. And that's not just COVID, right? That's anything. We want to take care of our community. And so I'm definitely pro love your neighbor and maybe let's think about me first.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got some of our viewers saying that they're still taking natural supplements, and I don't know if this person has been vaccinated or not. Would you consider, do you still say even after vaccinated, the elderberry, the vitamin C, the vitamin D3? What are your thoughts?
Can be helpful all the time, but they were helpful before we knew COVID was a thing, and they could still be helpful now, especially if they make you feel better. Mm-hmm. A lot of those vitamins are water soluble, so your body is going to eliminate anything that it doesn't need, and so it's not going to hurt if you take vitamins. But anything that's going to help you maintain a healthy lifestyle, I think, can be beneficial to you.
Yeah. One more question. I know we're full of questions. I've got full of questions. I know we got another caller, but young people, right now, the vaccine is not available for our children. And so, and the children have gone back to school. And what are you saying about that? The parent, because I have a girlfriend and she's like, well, I'm not going to get vaccinated. My girls can't get vaccinated. So why should I get vaccinated? What is your thought there?
Not seeing as severe disease in adolescents, at least in my area, the children's hospitals numbers are down. We're not seeing a lot of illness. I think a lot of that is because people are being diligent. They're washing their hands, they're wearing their masks, and so we're not seeing a lot of RSV and COVID in children and adolescents. But I still think that children can be carriers, right? So if we are vaccinated and we keep our children maybe from being exposed, then they're not going to school and exposing their teachers who then have to quarantine. I mean, I'm always going to err on the side of being a little safer because I care about my community. And as for my children, when a vaccine is available, we will be vaccinating. Just because, again, I don't know what I'm bringing them home every day from work. Right. And they really want to go back to school.
Yeah,
so,
they
do. We're not back to zero yet.
Yes. It's interesting how so many states and counties and departments are doing things differently all over the country. But we certainly thank you for calling in. We're going to go to our next caller, but thank you so much. We hope that you listen, call in when you can, when you're available 6 to 7 Monday through Friday. When I tell you, we talk about it all. We talk about it all. Right. So welcome to our friendship tribe, and come visit us again. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Carla, are you there? Thank you guys for calling 313-778-7600. Yes, Carla, go ahead.
Okay, I jumped on the show late, so I'm not sure if this is just for nurses in the medical community calling in, but I will say something quickly. I listen to Dr. Fauci and others, but I'm so thankful for my church. I'm actually calling in to give a shout out to you ladies. Obviously, you're super ladies on the super station, but I'm shouting out to Greater Grace and other churches right now who are giving out the shots. And we're having service outside, being very responsible. We were indoors yesterday. We social distanced. I'm going to tell you the truth, though. I'm enjoying being outside. I love the fresh air. So the thing is, I'm grateful for Bishop Ellis, First Lady Crissetto. I'm not lying. I'm just like, we are outdoors. This is good. We're sitting in cars, talking to each other. It's fantastic. So the main thing is, you said it's not fun, but we have a wardrobe of masks. I'm just keeping it real. It's the girl thing. I got all kind of masks. And we do what we must because it's a mentality thing. If you have the right mentality, you'll do everything you can right now to make sure that you're still here later to enjoy life in a healthy fashion. So shout out again to Chris Ellis, to Bishop Ellis, to all the other churches in Detroit, TCF Center, Detroit, all the places that are really pulling and pushing for us to do the right thing. The mayor of Detroit, the pastors in Detroit, everyone's pitching in, and we all care this temporary situation that we're being obedient to, doing the things that Dr. Fauci and others in the World Health Organization are telling us to do, will enable us, prayerfully, to still be here. So I'm going to yield my time to the next nurse because I ain't a nurse.
Okay.
Thanks, Carla.
Thank you for calling. We thank you for calling. First Lady Chris. Thank you. First Lady Chris said, I know Greater Grace has just done so good to the community. You guys were able to give tests at the church, free COVID tests to the community. And now you said that you guys could possibly start giving the vaccinations at the church. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we are really, really excited about that. You know, first of all, to be deemed one of the sites that you could get tested at, and that was good. I was tested a couple of times there. And now I believe starting this Saturday, if not this Saturday, next Saturday, they are going I believe it's every other Saturday, they're going to be open to whoever wants to come and get a shot. And what's really exciting now is I believe that they're including our teenagers. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe 16 years old is the age where you can go and get the shot. I know they've done some testing and they've shown that, you know, in teenagers, the efficacy is there. And so now our young people can get vaccinated. And I was sharing with Sabrina earlier, last Sunday, I was invited to an event. And I thought it was just a pop-up shop for one person because in Michigan, the numbers are through the roof and they're saying a lot of young people are causing our numbers to go up. I went to this event and I was just like, oh my God, it was wall to wall people. The music was blaring. I mean, they had, you know, they were drinking and they had all of these vendors that were there and my heart was beating. I was like, of course I was masked up. The person that I went to see, she was right there. She heard her booth on the corner and she texted me. She said, it's real scary up in here. I said, yeah, that's why I'm coming in and I'm going out. And, you know, sometimes, you know, young people think they're not as vulnerable and it couldn't happen to me. But I'm just glad that now the CDC is saying that young people can now, teenagers, I believe 16 and older, can take the shot. So we absolutely will bring all of that information later this week as far as to exactly when those vaccinations will start. But yeah, I'm so excited that our young people can get vaccinated now.
Awesome. Okay, go ahead, Katrina.
Our Facebook is on fire. There's a lot of conversation in the Facebook, and I just want to say that you know, we're vaccinating 3 million people a day in the United States. Certainly, we respect everyone's decision because it's an individual decision. Praise God, we live in a free country. So it's an individual decision to be vaccinated or not vaccinated. We've heard scientists over and over, but we are vaccinating 5 times more than the rest of the world. So
Right.
we live in this society, you know, Michigan, Chrisette, all people coming in, interact from all over the world because of the automobile industry. Likewise in California, likewise in Chicago, likewise all over the place. And so, you know, we're just so grateful. But I'm telling you, this weekend when I was shopping in Illinois, everyone's masked up. And I love that one of the nurses that called in just made it clear, even if you're vaccinated, I'm wearing the mask because I'm protecting everyone else as well as myself. But indoors, everyone was masked up. Outdoors, just walking down the street. I understand taking your mask off when you step outside because that mask is no joke. But as I was walking down the street in Chicago, the streets were busy. I mean, Michigan Avenue was busy. And so literally several times I stepped aside and let everybody pass. And then I walked because I was not fixing to be, you ain't going to be up on me. Okay. That ain't going to happen.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
like, take your time. You go. I'm gonna go. The last 10 seconds, I'm across the street.
Yeah.
So
the bottom line is this: the larger the group, the riskier the interaction. Period.
Right.
And this woman in the airplane line, you know, she was too close to me. She was definitely not on her spot that they indicated for us. And she looked at me, and I looked at her back. And she said, "Are you in line?" I said, "I am in line." And, you know, and then she got real close to me. I said, "Excuse me, give me some space." And so I think we're all on edge. And this woman ahead of me, she said, "Oh, I saw that look. She was kind of close to you." And so I just think that we need to give people the required space that is asked of us. But in those airports, people are in a hurry. They're anxious. And quite honestly, many of them don't believe it's an issue. And so they don't think you should think it's an issue. So Brian, let's go to the phone line. Brian, thank you for calling. We got issues.
Yeah, I'm not going to be trying to be funny here, but this is something to think about. Out of all the scientists, doctors, whoever, this is something that they're experimenting. That's one. Two, my biggest problem is, after these vaccination shots and all this good stuff that's going on, has anybody ever wondered that you still would have to have your mask and all this stuff on? That is a problem to me. It's almost like getting that stuff. You got a toothache and you what's a little stand back? You put this, you buy me a stand back. You're gonna have to keep getting your stand back. Another thing everybody is not even paying attention to. This is bothering me. Why is these companies that's doing this virus medicine building plants? Listen, this is where y'all need to be really focusing on. If they're building plants, that means they're getting ready to get a line of people working. So now they're fixing the food. Just mark my words. Hold on. Now these little 2-3 shots they're telling you about, you got to get 2 or 3 shots from that company once a year. Still got to wear your mask. We're in denial, not denial. And I know y'all are church people, so we're not in denial. We're in denial. And I just think 910 is now starting to promote 80% of what I've been watching from 6 to at night. They're promoting. And I know Kevin, I'm not saying Kevin personally, but somehow the hosts are all switching to host to promoting this shot. And if you look at the commercials, I'm looking at my black people, they showed today, all these black people getting shot. I've been doing good. I'm not saying that I'm invincible, but I will say this. To all the church people out there, y'all acting like we're not going to die. We got a number and a name. If y'all talk about that, ain't no corona. Nothing got nothing on when we're getting up out of here. It's already written. If y'all challenge that, something's wrong. Y'all need to give all them dudes back. And I'm not trying to pass. I'm just trying to give a food for thought. Like Arsenio Hall used to say, why wear a mask after all these 3 and 4 shots? Ridiculous.
Okay, Brian, we thank you for your opinion. Obviously, you're not going to be vaccinated. Is that what you're saying? And I think you're gone. So obviously, you don't believe in the vaccination. You don't want the vaccination. But until everybody's vaccinated, we have to be of due diligence and continue with the proper protocol. And so I just believe it's part of what the scientists have asked us to do. And what's the alternative? Of course, we all have a number. We know that we all have to leave up out of here. But my brother, I'm going to do what I can do for me to stay as long as I can. Chrisette, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say too, faith without works is dead all day long. And I'll also say there are a lot of individuals, everybody on here, and so many of you that are watching are part of churches, and individuals who, who succumb to this disease. And early on, there were a lot of churches that didn't think it was real, and they were still having services, and God is greater than COVID. And we know God trumps everything, but we also are taught, not to be ignorant and to, and when information, my people perish for lack of knowledge, for lack of information. And so when God gives us the information, then I believe it's incumbent upon us to follow it. God will never do for us what we can do for ourselves. So there are many good people that pass believing that, you know what, I don't need it because God is going to take care of me. And unfortunately, they pass because they made the decision that they didn't think it was important. And you know what? Everybody, according to your faith, be it unto you. But before, let me just give this real quickly, Sabrina. I do have that information about the COVID testing at Greater Grace Temple. We're going to do it over the next 8 Saturdays, beginning April 10th through May 29th. That's April 10th through May 29th. And in order for them to participate, they just have to go to the City of Detroit website and make an appointment. So it's not just show up. You have to still make an appointment. Just go to the City of Detroit website to make your appointment. Sabrina?
All right. Thank you guys for calling. We've got room for a couple of more callers calling at 313-778-7600. This is The Force of Friendship with Sabrina, Katrina, Gloria, and Chrisette. We got issues. Gloria, what did you want to say?
You know, what I wanted to say was I love the fact that Brian brought in his thought process, because we all have to be ready for people who think differently than the way that we think. And we all have to stand strong in our personal opinion, because sometimes our personal opinion is the opinion that shapes someone else's opinion. And, you know, when we are not just vigilant about who we are and what we need, but there comes a point when you're vigilant about the community and what you're going to give to other people. And, you know, one of the things that we talk about all the time is how do you give your opinion without making someone else feel like their opinion is wrong? It doesn't mean that your opinion is wrong or your opinion is wrong. It just means that this is my opinion. I feel strong about this opinion. This is why I feel strong about this opinion. And in this environment that we have right now with the pandemic, the protests, and the politics, it is a very sensitive time, and everything's crisscrossing each other, just crisscross. So I'm just telling everybody, you know, I don't blame you for standing strong in your opinion, but be open to other people's opinion and be able to hear the new awarenesses that come out every day. There's always something new every single day that we didn't know. Like one of the things about the vaccine, you take it now, but we don't know how long it's going to last. So there's a lot going on. And that's what we have. We got issues, because we want to hear everybody's opinion. And I'm super excited that people have called in, made such a big difference. But me, I'm wearing my mask. Me, I'm washing my hands. Me, you need to stand over there, sister. You need to stay over there right now.
Give me my space. Which activities are lower and higher risk? Because we know everybody's ready to get back to their so-called normal world. Well, let me tell you, CDC says vaccinated individuals can feel comfortable when doing quiet indoor activities where people are generally still required to be masked and distanced, such as visiting an uncrowded museum. However, outdoor activities are more safe. Higher risk situations include indoor dining, bars, gyms, houses of worship, where people are singing and talking. We don't want to push the limits of what the vaccine can do before case numbers drop, says the doctor. He and his physician wife are both fully vaccinated, but won't dine in restaurants until case numbers and hospitalizations are significantly lower. And so bottom line is this: we've got to make choices. You have to be aware. You have to do what you need to do for you and your family. But as for me and mine, we're getting vaccinated. We're social distanced. We're washing our hands. We're staying safe. Can you believe, girlfriends, our time is up just that fast?
No way.
It's up. It's up. It's time to go. They're playing the music in my ear. I'm so glad to be back. I'm so glad to be back. You're listening to 910 AM, the Superstation, WFDF. Write down this number. We talking every day from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're positive, powerful, purposeful, not Pollyanna. We are love, light, laughter, and lessons. That's who we be. All right, girlfriends. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Thank you, Tribe, for joining us.
Great show, Sabrina.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
See you later.
Thank you for your comments. We appreciate it. Great show, Sabrina.
Awesome.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. It was great. Hot topic. As this world opens up, we see it, we hear it. It's just amazing how many people are very strongly against it. And that's their prerogative. But I don't know how we ever get to herd immunity when there's so many people. And as we think about traveling again internationally, I just think we got a problem on our hands. So it is what it is. I didn't even really get to talk about the amazing Olympic trials and seeing those people capture their dreams, but that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. But really, you guys, the stories. There was a 17-year-old girl, a junior in high school, who was about to be on her way to Tokyo, got beat out in the last couple of minutes. So she's second, but this woman who's been on the senior trail for 6 years beat her out. This is a 17-year-old baby who was second in the country. Amazing. African-American woman. I talked to her mother in the stands, you guys. I mean, incredible story. 17 years old, this close to Tokyo.
Wow. And what was she competing in, Sabrina?
Wrestling. She's a wrestler. Girls wrestling.
Where did she live? Where she live?
Chicago.
Wow.
Yes.
Is she under a great program in Chicago?
Yeah, great program. And she's got a little sister, and she started them in jujitsu. And when they were like 5 or 6, but then she says she wanted them to learn wrestling for the takedowns. And girls wrestling is blowing up. And we've just been sanctioned in 33 states. And that all happened in like the last 2 years. But when I tell you the girls' Olympic team is on fire, you guys, there was this one girl who just lost her mother unexpectedly last week.
No.
Yeah. And every raw emotion in her was out in her wrestling.
Unexpectedly?
Wow. How old was she, Sabrina?
She maybe be in late 20s. Her name is Jenna Burkett. And she fell to the knees. She lost in the last seconds. And she just said, "I'm so sorry, mama." And she cried like a baby on that mat. Girl, I could have just went and hugged her. It was just so many.
I know your face was good and wet, wasn't it?
So wet. But you guys, to see these dreams, I mean, to see this training of these young people who have just put their whole life into everything, and now they're on their way to Tokyo. So we're excited. Kenny has an athlete, and he's one step closer. He won that competition, but like I said, he's got to go to Belarus or somewhere next month to win one more time, and then he's on his way to Tokyo.
Does Kenny go with him?
Kenny goes with them. Yeah.
In Belarus?
Yeah.
So do you think you'll go, Sabrina, when Kenny goes to Tokyo?
I really want to, but you know what? They have said no spectators for this Olympics. They just made that rule. Yeah. But you know, the coaches' wives, we were like talking. I was like, okay, how do you put us on staff? Okay, because my husband, he needs me to give him his medicine every day. Okay. So we're gonna see, but it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing.
Wow. Well, this was great. Our Facebook audience gets to see a little bit behind the scenes, and so we appreciate y'all. We appreciate you for joining us. Follow us on Facebook, and Gloria's got tomorrow.
We will
check in.
All right,
see you later. Bye.
Bye.